Hey everyone, someone asked me what are the benefits of investing in Bitcoin if you only have $5 or $10 per week to invest in Bitcoin. What are there advantages to doing that? How should you think about that and all of that? So first of all, there is absolutely a huge benefit to investing in anything if you do it regularly. So even, $5 or $10 a week really adds up over time, like a lot. For example, there's people that I gave free Bitcoin to 7 months ago. And, at the time they were like, well, I'm not going to invest any more in Bitcoin other than just, the free Bitcoin I got because I only have $5 or $10 a week. Well, if you put $5 a week in times 7 months times 4 weeks in a month, that's a lot of money. If you put $10 a week in times 4 weeks times 7 months, you look back and you're like, that's a lot of money. So the benefit of investing is consistency. Money compounds just the same way your money disappears if you spend an extra $5 or $10 a week. The same is true. Your money expands if you save $5 or $10 a week. Now, the problem with saving in fiat currencies like the US dollar is the dollar is losing value. So you're always sort of sliding backwards on the conveyor belt while you're trying to climb your way forwards. Bitcoin is the opposite. You've got a tailwind, not a headwind, which means as you're saving $5 or $10 a week, you've got the tailwind of the value of everything you're saving. Over time, it goes up and down on its way up, but over time it marches forward, which is just a huge deal, which means at the end of saving $10 a week, which is $40 a month, times 7 months, which is 4 times 7 is 28, so that'd be $280, I think, if I'm doing the math right. 28 weeks at $10 a week is, $280. Then if Bitcoin goes up in that time span, another 20, 30, 40, 50%, well, there you go. You're talking real money relatively quickly. So there's a huge benefit to consistency. There's a huge benefit to anything that is investing that is on autopilot because it just keeps accumulating. It's a concept I like to call getting time on your side. If you're investing $5 or $10 per week, then every week that passes, you've saved and invested in Bitcoin $5 or $10. If you are not investing $5 or $10 a week, then every week that goes by, you're falling farther behind. So anything in your life that you can do that involves time getting you closer to your objectives rather than time getting you farther from your objectives is something you ought to do. Also, before I forget, you can get recurring buys with no fees on River. So if you set up a recurring buy for $10 a week on River, you pay the 1% fee on the very first transaction, which is 10 cents on $10. So you pay, a small transaction fee on the first transaction, but there are no fees after the first week. So you can set up a recurring buy, and a year later, you've paid fees on the first of those 52 investments. And the other ones, you got zero fees, and your balance just accumulates. And as you get more comfortable with Bitcoin, as you learn more, as you see the power of sound money to increase your wealth, hopefully you'll find ways to invest $15, $20, $30, $50 a week, something like that. So it grows, not only does it grow with time, but as your conviction grows and as you see the power of money that goes up in value versus down, hopefully it's an opportunity to then also increase the amount that you're committing. And again, you have the ability to do that with no fees after the first week on River. Back to an example of getting time on your side. So my wife applied and got into a remote program at Georgetown University last year to become a nurse midwife and a nurse practitioner. She wants to deliver babies in a hospital environment as a nurse midwife. And it's like her lifelong dream, and our kids are finally old enough that she can do that. We have the financial means to support that. We're in a great place to do that. But the school is really hard. But because she enrolled and started classes with a full-time load, because of that, every week that goes by, she is closer to her objectives. If she had decided to not enroll, to wait another year, to wait another semester, to wait another 5 years, every week that goes by, she is a week farther away from her objectives. But now that she's in grad school, every week that goes by, she is 1 week closer to her objectives. So investing works the same way. No matter what your investing objectives are, if you have that recurring investment on autopilot, every week that goes by, you are closer to your objectives. Every week that goes by that you don't set up a recurring purchase of Bitcoin is a week that you are farther from your objectives. So it's simple. I mean, go on River, set up a recurring buy, set the maximum amount you feel comfortable that can be sucked out of your bank account and converted to Bitcoin every single week, and just put that thing on autopilot. And then live within your means, earn as much as you can, create as much value for the world as you can, which is how you make money. You make money by creating value for the world. And when you get a paycheck, that is because the world is rewarding you for the value you are creating in the form of money. And the best money in the entire world is Bitcoin. It is the best money to save. It is the best money to invest. And ultimately, in the future, when it is radically increased in value, it is also the best money to spend. Now, if you're me and you've got 100% of your liquid assets in Bitcoin already, it means you're spending Bitcoin every day and you're buying Bitcoin every day. But that's because I have nothing else to buy stuff with. So if somebody was like, well, why don't you spend your US dollars and save your Bitcoin? The answer is, because I don't have any US dollars. So if I want to go buy groceries, then I got to spend Bitcoin because I don't have anything else to spend. Anything else that could possibly have been spent, like US dollars, has already been converted into Bitcoin already. So when my paycheck hits, I convert 100% of it into Bitcoin. And then I spend everything with the Coinbase debit card. For most people, River works better than Coinbase. But if you end up with a lot of Bitcoin and it is the vast majority or even all of your liquid assets, like it is for me, then the Coinbase debit card works great for spending it. But for the vast majority of people, it's better to just focus on accumulating Bitcoin rather than spending Bitcoin. And the best way to do that is on River. River seems to work better for everyone, almost everyone, or really everyone these days. So, when I recommend Coinbase and River and people try both, they almost always come back to me and say River works better, it's simpler, it's cleaner, and you're not constantly being marketed random, tokens, most of which are scams and stupid stuff anyway. So River is Bitcoin only, which means you can't screw it up. And with River, unlike on Coinbase, you get zero fees for recurring buys. There's no way to get zero fees on recurring buys at Coinbase, which means especially if you're investing small amounts every week, by far the best way to do that is on River. So hopefully all that helps, and I am always here for anything you need. Here to support you on your Bitcoin journey. And if you don't have a recurring buy set up on River, go set one up. Even if you're like, yeah, but I can't afford anything. Well, set it up for $1. Set up a $1 recurring buy. Just get in the game. Get off the sidelines. Get out of the bleachers. Get in the game so that you can wake up in the future and have a Bitcoin balance that matters. And obviously, even better, do whatever it takes to create whatever value for the world, to earn additional money of any form or sort and convert it into Bitcoin. That is always the best strategy. So have a great day, everyone. And remember that Bitcoin does go up and down on its way up. So make sure your stomach can handle the volatility of the ups and the downs on the way up. It will always eventually be higher, but there's ups and downs on the way up. Hope all that helps. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Appreciate it.